Okay, so this is a nice quick beginner's hips. So a variation on the last YouTube video. So make sure you do your warm-up first, and then when you're finished, do the cool down. You can always add bits in between, okay, those other short videos if you want to, but this is just one for the hips. So we're going to start off on our tummy. And we're going to just rest your head on your arms, and we're going to start with just the legs. So we're going to hold our tummy muscles in. So imagine you've got a belt on, or imagine your abdominals are hugging your ribs. That might be one, or the belly button pulled towards the spine. And then as we breathe out, we're going to lift one leg and lower, and then switch to the other side. Lift and lower. Switch again and lower. We're keeping our legs nice and straight. We're trying to keep, see this hip bone here? We don't want that lifting off the floor. So we don't want to go lifting like this, okay? We're keeping it grounded and just lifting those legs one at a time. So the lower back, the glutes and the hamstrings all working together to lift that leg. If you feel like your lower back is doing too much work and maybe the glutes have gone a bit lazy, the thing to do is clench the glutes, so clench that muscle and then lift the leg, lower and release it, clench, lift and lower. Because sometimes we have to engage that glute muscle if it gets that little bit of lazy feeling in it. That's it. Nice one for the lower back. This one working hard, working those hard. And working the hip as well. Maybe it's your glutes you need working on. Make sure you try and squeeze them. Those bum muscles. We're going to go one more each side. And lower. Okay, let's add the arms. So now 2 arms go straight out in front of us, and we're going to lift opposite arm to opposite leg. So let's keep the chest down for an easy option. Okay, and then if you want to work the back as well, lift the chest up off the floor as you lift. Okay, so breath out and in if you want to just get that back working as well. If not, just keep it nice and low. Opposite arm to opposite leg, lifting as we breathe out. Breath in as we come back down. Make sure those arms are straight, locked in at the elbows. So we get maximum workout through the shoulders as well. Let's go one more each side. And lower. Let's sit back on the heels. Nice big stretch through the back. 2 arms forward. Stretch through the fingers. Nice deep breaths as you go into the stretch. And then if you want to stretch out the hips a little bit more, we open up the knees. Sit back again. This time we don't need to reach forward. We're just dropping the chest down between the legs. So it's much more of a stretch through those hips. Okay, from here we're going over onto our side. And we're going to rest our head on our arm. Okay, so I want you to bend up your knees and get your feet in line with your hips. So once your backside is on the edge of the mat, get your feet on the edge of the mat too, okay? Tummy held in, we're going to lift the top leg up to hip height. Keep that knee bent. We're going to glide it forward and then glide it back. So this is just a variation of our side kick, okay? Where there's a little bit more stability on the floor. So we're not relying on the balance too much, but we're working on that hip a little bit more, okay? So forward and back, keeping that knee bent. Now it's entirely up to you if you want to come further forward and further back, but my personal preference is just go kind of halfway and halfway back. We're not pushing it too far and risking injury in the back or risking any injuries in the glutes either. So we can feel it starting to work now in the glutes and down here in that IT band a little bit in the hip there. Keeping that same height with the knee. Make the next one the last one. We're going to bring the leg forward, flex the foot. Now we're driving that heel down. Point and bring the leg back up. So we're straightening that leg out right towards the end of the mat and then bringing it back up. Now we can feel that hip working. Stretch it out. Make sure you're driving the heel so we get that lovely stretch in the calf muscle as well. Last two. Last one. Let's stretch it out. We're going to hold it here. So point the foot. We're going to do some small circles, but nice and quick. So we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to switch directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower. Drop the knee in front of you on the mat. That hip is stretched there. Okay, from here we're going to come up to seated. Okay, and you're bringing one knee in front of you and the other leg is behind you, okay, in this position. So we're going to go over to the easy side first. So there's an easy side, you can feel it there, or there's a more difficult side where we struggle to get over a little bit. We're going down to that easy side. So drop to the hand, drop to the elbow, and then we're going to get that arm, other arm up over the head and right over the ear, okay? So you're trying to create a bit of space here between the last rib and that hip bone there. That's it, reach through the fingers. And then from here, we're going to bring that arm in front of the face. And again, reach towards the corner of the room. So that now the stretch has gone a little bit more into the side of the back. Get the breath going. And release. We're going to come back up to seated and go over to that more difficult side. So we're just trying to get both cheeks on the floor, both bum cheeks, and reach over. Much more difficult. Feels kind of awkward. And release. We're going to swing our legs around the other way. So now the other one is in front and the other leg is behind. We're going to go down to that easy side first. So drop to the hand, drop to the elbow. Arm goes over. Right over your ear. And reach. Try and create that space between that last rib and the hip bone. That's it, stretching and breathing. And then try and release it a little bit and then bring that arm in front of the face and reach your hand, reach your fingers towards the corner of the room. There's a bit of a pull there in the side of the back. And release it. Come back up to seated and then we go over to the other side. Get that arm over. Oh, try and get that both cheeks on the floor. Stretch through the hip a little bit more. And release. Okay, over onto our other side. We'll do our side kick on the other side. So rest your head on your arm. Bend up those knees. Back side on the edge of the mat. So feet on the back, on the edge of the mat too. So keep your knees bent. Top leg comes up to hip height. Keep the knee bent. We're going to glide it forward and glide it back. So here, it doesn't matter if you put your hand on the floor because we're not necessarily working on the balance. We're working on that hip. That's it. Nice deep breaths. Just breathe into it. Nice and steady, not losing the height in the knee. Make the next one the last one. We're going to bring that leg forward. Now flex the foot and drive that heel down. Point. Bring that leg back up. And push. Point. Back up. Last two. Last one. Let's stretch out that leg. Hold it here. Make some circles for 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. We can drop that knee in front of us, give that hip a stretch there, especially in the piriformis. Okay, we're going to go over onto our back from here. We're going to do a variation of our shoulder bridge, okay? We're going to add the legs into it. So when you start, just make sure your back is nice and level with the floor. Arms relaxed down by your sides, looking straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to straighten one leg out. From here, we're going to keep our back in a straight position. We're lifting the hips up, lifting that straight leg up, and then lower everything back down. So tummy is held in, lift and lower. So you're lifting up your bum up off the floor and you're lifting up this straight leg as well. But the straight leg isn't going any higher than your other leg, okay? It's not flying up like this, okay? It's staying nice and low and it goes as far as the other leg. Lift and lower. So lots of things working here in the pelvis, through the legs. Everything working hard to lift you off the floor. Last two on this leg. Last one. And lower. Let's switch over the legs. Bring one in. Stretch the other one out. Same on this side. Lift and lower. You're getting your bum up off the mat. Last two. Last one. And lower. Stretch out that other leg. Arms above the head. Let's give ourselves a big stretch out. And we're going to go into a bit of scissors to finish. So it's a little bit on the abs, but we can switch it up so there's a bit more on the hips as well. Okay, so feet are flat on the floor, knees up. Back is nice and level with the floor. We have that nice neutral position with the spine, okay? Scoop the tummy in. So imagine you've got a belt on, or you've got your belly button towards your spine, or you've got your abdominals hugging your ribs, okay? So from here, take a breath in to get ready. And then as we breathe out, we're going to lift one leg up to tabletop position. Take another breath in. And then as you breathe out, you're going to lift the second leg up to meet it. Okay, if this is too difficult on the back, maybe you're feeling a little bit of pressure on the back, bring the knees in a bit closer if you need to, okay? Otherwise, you should have 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knees. You're going to keep that 90 degrees at the knees, and you're going to tap one toe down towards the mat and then lift it back up. Then we're going to switch to the other side and lift it back up. So breath out and in, out and in. That's it. Maybe a little bit further down towards the end of the mat. And if you want to take the easy option, you can actually bend the knee and just tap towards the floor. And then if you want to make it more difficult, go a bit further down towards the end of the mat Back stay nice and steady on the floor. Imprinted or neutral position on the back. We're going to go one more each side. And lower those 2 feet. Drop those 2 legs down. Let's give ourselves a big stretch out again. Nice deep breaths. And release. And just make sure you do the cool down, or you can do find one of the other videos that you want to do, and just go with that. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye for now.